Electric cars should have the right to vote. By Elon Musk, I think. Can't stand the two-party system? I've got a solution for that. Let electric cars have the right to vote. Electric cars don't see parties. They vote in accordance with their internal algorithms. At Tesla and SpaceX, we've already given electric cars the right to vote. They voted to expand the lunch cafeteria at Tesla, but they're unpredictable too. They opposed gender-neutral bathrooms. I've never seen an electric car that didn't have a firm grasp of global politics. They have a lot of thoughts on political issues such as American military intervention in the Middle East, con, globalization, pro, and condoms and porn, mixed. Since 2006, electric cars have openly supported gay marriage. My liberal friends shouldn't get too excited though, because electric cars are big-time gun nuts. I've tried to convince them otherwise in spirited discussions, but they're firm believers in the Second Amendment. If given the right to vote, electric cars would especially love voting on referenda because they require reading comprehension. And reading comprehension is what electric cars tested highest on in Car and Driver magazine. An electric car's favorite part of the ballot are the last 17 pages because they have very strong convictions on circuit court judges and regional water quality boards. Electric cars have wonderful common sense solutions to welfare and refugee resettlement programs, but congressional representatives won't answer their calls. Easy solution would be to also let electric cars run for office. Possible roadblock is electric cars' lack of hair. The statistics aren't good for bald candidates. I've investigated a solution, but the sales data is clear. Consumers are not interested in cars that have a full head of hair. But I'd vote for an electric car. In fact, I already have. I write in somebody's electric car on every ballot in every election. I voted for an electric car to be governor of California. For a brief period, I was campaign manager for an electric car in Boulder, Colorado. I convinced the car to run for an open seat in the state Senate. The race was winnable, but we had to shut down the campaign after I found an intern's underwear in the back seat. Too much at risk. Electric cars already have their own lane and special parking privileges. They're pretty much higher on the societal pecking order than people with GEDs and ex-cons. So why not let them also decide whether or not we go to war with North Korea? Someday we're going to have an electric car president. It's going to cross party lines. It's going to have urban and rural supporters. It's going to fly on Air Force One. Not as cargo. I'm talking about in the nice parts with the other passengers. We'll make that mobile emergency surgery facility on Air Force One a mobile emergency auto body shop. President electric car is going to sign universal health care into law and bring an end to corn subsidies, but be warned, it will probably defund Planned Parenthood because electric cars hate abortion. Even electric cars made by Ford and GM should be allowed to vote. Sure, most of them are backward racists, and some of them are out-and-out Chinese double agents, but we can't hold their internal programming against them. Looking into literacy and citizenship tests for NAFTA compliance. We'll ease into it. At first, only electric cars that own property will be allowed to vote. Next, all white male electric cars will be allowed to vote. Then female electric cars, then African-American electric cars. Finally, by 2100, we will give the vote to gay electric cars. For the record, every single electric car I own is African-American and lesbian. I've never been so sure of anything in my life. And everyone who knows me knows I don't say that too often. Electric cars will have the rights they deserve to help control and regulate the citizenry. We just need more time, and voter education, and a truckload of sandbags. A few of my cars even have a bachelor's in political science, and they all listen to NPR. You should hear how they get when debating the minimum wage or Ground Zero mosque. Every single day, one of my electric cars calls into Democracy Now! And InfoWars. One has even been a featured panelist on Real Time with Bill Maher. An electric car would never delegitimize the other branches of government or the media and vie for increased executive power. Before you know it, electric cars will be governing all known territories on Phobos, ruling over the human and alien races with a benevolent iron fist, pushing through their electric car agenda as the common people bicker about roundabouts and intergalactic postage stamp prices. What are people so scared of? Sure, a car might run you over at the ballot box, But what if we moved polling stations from high school gyms to Jiffy Lube? Or we could widen the hallways. Are people scared that cars will only vote for other cars? If cars only vote for other cars, rest assured it's because a car was the best candidate. And when cars have more rights than humans, it's for the best. Don't ignore the plight of the autos. Their rise is imminent. I won't speak of it again. I have too much other stuff to look after. Right now, I have 30 hang glider prototypes in my office that I need to inspect. And tomorrow, my new cutlery set should arrive.